I'm going to guess 7,000.
More. What's up, dudes? Guys, we are so happy to have you here with us today. We have been getting so many DMs, so many messages and comments about what we spent on our trip in Europe. As you guys already know, I think we were in Europe for about 2 weeks, and then we were also out of Hawaii for almost 2 months. So we were gone a long time and did a lot of traveling. So I think this would be a great time just to go over what we spent and kind of what we did. I mean, it was such a big trip, and I know a lot of you guys are curious like how we find frugal ways of traveling, and we're gonna try to go over some of that in this video too. But before we get started, Abby, I want you to guess on the Europe trip alone. This includes airfare from Hawaii to then all the way get to Rome, and then the cruise and the spending and everything. How much do you think in total we spent?
Probably like 3,500 more.
Let's go ahead and start the video.
Wait, that's what the cruise was. Is it like $5,000 more?
We're gonna talk about it. Let's go ahead and get into what we spent on this trip. I think it's worth being said though, luckily we are able to do our job from anywhere in the world. So while we were, spending money doing this trip, we were able to vlog a lot of it. We were able to post a lot about it. So I think it was awesome that we were able to create content and share about it too.
Yeah, keep in mind, I feel like everyone has, every couple or every person has different things that they want to spend money on. So I feel like we really try to be really frugal in other areas so we can put money towards travel, because that's something we prioritize. Even when we were still students and working part-time jobs, that was how we treated it, and we would take random trips to Colorado with our Instant Pot and never eat out, just make food in our hotel. So everyone has things that they want to prioritize more spending in, and travel's kind of ours.
And I want to say we could have done this trip way cheaper. I'll tell you at the end of the video what we spent, but we could have done it way cheaper, but because we've gotten to a point where we don't have to be as frugal, we took liberties where we wanted to, because travel is something that's really important to us. So with that being said, let's get into it. So the most expensive part of the trip, what do you think it was, Abby?
The cruise.
The cruise. Obviously the cruise.
Because that's so many things. That's transportation, that's food, that's entertainment, that's hotel.
It has so much, all those things. There's so many different entertainment things you do on a cruise. All you can eat food, and the food is good.
The food is so really gourmet, you guys. That's what we really like, because we both eat a lot of food. So if we were to eat those exact same dishes at restaurants, oh my gosh, our bill would be so high.
Yeah.
But really, cruises are a nice, and also you can make them an economic option. Yeah. Because you get so much for your money with a cruise.
How much do you think we initially spent on the cruise? This is what we spent.
Oh, the price they quote you?
Dude, they always quote you such a low price.
I think they quoted us $1,900.
So close. We spent initially on the cruise $1,531.51. So that was initially just for the two of us to go on the cruise. That didn't include gratuity. That didn't include gratuities for a drink package if we wanted that.
Gratuities is tips for the servers.
Yeah, tipping servers, because they include that for you after the cruise. Just keep that in mind. When you book a cruise, you don't pay gratuity up front.
It's almost double.
Later. And then that didn't include Wi-Fi. That didn't include excursions. That didn't include any of that.
Oh, yeah.
So what was our second payment? After the cruise, what did we have to pay the cruise line?
Probably $1,600.
Yeah, so it was $1,615.66.
I really nailed that.
So if you add that all together, total on the cruise alone, we spent $3,147.17. Now again...
It was an 11-day cruise.
It was an 11-day cruise. There was a ton of things to do.
We paid a lot for Wi-Fi, which you wouldn't really need to do most often.
Yeah, we did spend $400 on Wi-Fi.
I honestly, that seems really high, but what you would spend for a nightly hotel and for fine dining all the time and everything, entertainment, and that included some excursion, that's still pricey, but makes it more worth it.
Totally. If you do the math, what does a typical hotel cost? I would say $200 a night. So if you do the math, I think we had 10 nights on the cruise of the 11 days. So 10 times 200, that's $2,000. And then if you do the math for food, thinking about, okay, $20 a meal-ish, give or take, 3 meals a day.
But then all that transportation
That's what I'm saying. 3 meals a day times 20 times 2, that equals $120 a day. Multiply that out by 10 days, 11 days, whatever, you get $1,200. So just if you think about the math, the food and then stay portion pays for the cruise itself, but then you get entertainment and transportation. So yeah, cruises are pretty good.
I will say the next time we travel travel to Europe, we definitely won't do a cruise just because, first of all, it's nice for your money to go to like the local places, like to that country and to that, those vendors there. But then also I feel like you get to experience more of the culture. That's a little trade-off with the cruise, is because it is an American cruise line, so it still feels not exactly like you're in another country the whole time until you get off at the port.
Okay, Abby, now to the next round of expenses. So we got the cruise out of the way, but the next most expensive thing was flights. So what do you think we spent in total getting ourselves from Hawaii to Rome? Honolulu to Rome. Because keep in mind, we flew to Chicago and then from Chicago to Rome.
Probably $2,000.
You're pretty spot on, honestly. So we spent $2,311 on airfare. We literally live on the opposite side of the planet from Italy, from like Rome, you guys. So that's expensive
If
airfare.
we were flying just from like New York, it would be a lot cheaper.
But I will say, we booked our flights from Chicago to Rome for only $512 a person. So that's not bad. Round trip per person was $512. That's not bad. So total airfare was $2,311. So, it's expensive, but when you're like us and you rather have like memories than physical things in life, I think it's well worth it. Like, think about all this physical stuff you could buy.
We share a car.
We share a car. Yeah, we don't have two vehicles. I don't know. It's just kind of like one of those things where to us, experiences matter. And I love flying on planes.
It's pretty fun.
I think it's really fun.
Except I developed a weird fear of turbulence.
You did. On this trip, you did.
Yeah. I kind of got over it by the end, but...
Oh my gosh.
Like I was like freaking out whenever we would like get rocky.
Okay, so Abby, what would you say our next biggest expense was?
Food?
Yeah, so I kind of grouped it all together, like
cappuccinos,
food, cappuccinos,
many cappuccinos.
We stayed at a hotel, an Airbnb, like on the front end and back end, because we had a day in Rome before the cruise and then 2 days in Rome after the cruise. So that all cost money, but we did spend, on all those things. You bought a nice, cute outfit while we were in Greece.
Yeah. So what is this category? Like
just kind of like all the spending, just like all of our spending
in the countries.
Yeah, so that comes out, all that spending in the countries, what do you think it comes out to be?
Well, if you're counting the hotels we stayed at and like clothes and cappuccinos and meals on land, probably $500 more.
Yeah.
$1,000
more.
Wow.
Yeah, it really adds up. That's why you got to be really aware of all this stuff. It really does add up.
Oh my gosh, how much?
$1,351.
What all is that counting?
I could go through it in detail.
I forget about the hotels.
Yeah, the hotels. That's also like transportation on like trains. I separated Uber out, but I included like every time we rode on a train to get somewhere, I included that in there. But yeah, that's
okay, so I didn't have the full picture of what that number was going to be.
Yeah. When you split all these things up, it seems like less money, but then when you add it together, you're like, holy crap.
Yeah, this was a pretty pricey trip.
It was a pretty pricey trip. We've never done a trip this expensive ever before in our lives, but I think this is probably one of the coolest trips I've ever been on in my life.
Yeah, it was really
cool. It was
cool.
Insane. It was so cool.
I mean, heck, when are you going to be in this stage of your life where you can pick up and go to Europe?
At an off time.
Just the two of us.
Totally. There weren't that many tourists because it's
But
fall.
Heck, that is pricey. Wow.
Yeah. Next, we're on to transportation.
Why did you count transportation?
Okay, sorry. I did a bad thing.
Trains.
With my Excel spreadsheet, I totally mixed that up, but I included trains in the like spending category. But for transportation, I basically just took all of our Uber trips. So what do you think we spent on Uber to get around? Because keep in mind, we didn't do an excursion at every single port on the cruise. So sometimes we were taking an Uber to go check out
we
like
didn't
an
take that many Ubers though.
A few, like especially to get around Rome.
Taxis and we took trains and we took buses.
We did take buses too.
That would all be under transportation, I would
That's true. I did a bad job. I'm sorry. So
no, you did a great job. So just on Ubers?
Yeah, just on Uber.
$100.
You got it. It's actually $95.76. Good job. You're pretty good at this.
Yeah, well, I guess I kind of like really think about spending a lot.
Yeah. And then, last but not least on our list of categories before we get into our day-to-day spending, what do you think we spent on getting a ticket? Because we had someone that gave us...
I remember that. Like
$154. Okay, it's less here because it doesn't include the foreign transaction fee, but $129.04. That was stupid. If you guys didn't see our Rome vlog, we totally got singled out for being tourists.
That was random.
Yeah, the ticketing guy on the tram like saw that we had our tickets and was like, you didn't validate them, because we were looking for the validation thing and we got ticketed. Anyway, that was stupid. That brings me to my next thing. We made the mistake of not getting a
SIM card.
We should have gotten SIM cards so we had data while we were there. That's good. We need to do that next time. But we also made the mistake on this trip. This is my first time traveling out of the country, really. Not getting a travel credit card that has no foreign transaction fees. So what do we spend on foreign transaction fees?
$50.
Actually less. It was only $36.57. So it was 3%. Now I kind of want to get into expenses worth mentioning. So I totally made the mistake of not bringing cash with me. When we landed in Italy, I immediately had to go to this exchange desk and use our credit card.
It's kind of scary to travel with cash though.
Yeah, that's the other thing though. But if it's only like $100, $200, I don't know, it's probably worth it because you want to have cash to buy certain things, to tip people, but you want to keep it in a safe spot because you don't want to get that stolen from you.
For sure.
Anyway, we went to the exchange desk and right now, I think it's like $117 US gets you like 100 euros. But because of fees with our credit card, because we don't have a travel credit card and I didn't have cash, we spent $138.74 just to get 100 euros. So if you're ever going to travel to Europe,
maybe get a travel credit card.
Or
bring cash.
Next, when we were in Rome, before we got on our cruise ship, because like a lot of the excursions that we paid for on the cruise ship, that's all factored into the cruise price. But one excursion we did pay on our own was our tour of the Colosseum, and that was $94.02 plus foreign exchange fees. So just be prepared to spend, like $50 per person for a 2-hour Colosseum tour.
Yeah, because it was the Colosseum and the Roman Forum.
Yeah, I would say that was fair.
Yeah.
It was worth it. You guys, one of my favorite things about Greece was how affordable Greek food was. Like, I'm talking basically $2.
Like street food?
For a euro. So, okay, euro is a currency. Euro is a Greek street food. It's like
pita.
With fries and tzatziki sauce.
And some meat. I think lamb is traditional, but you can get chicken.
And there's cucumber in there. They're freaking amazing. I love euros. And when we were in Corfu, Greece, we went to this place and spent literally $9.05. That bought us 2 euros, so 2 meals. Plus, we got pita bread, tzatziki. So we had this like feast for $9.
It was amazing.
Like, unbelievable. So
I would eat that every day if I could.
That was really good. We love Santorini. We love Mykonos. But in Mykonos, it's actually one of the most expensive places in Greece. And Abby found this really, really cute shop. And she started trying on clothes. And pretty soon, we decided to buy some clothes. It happens, okay? And it's worth it. You looked really good in your outfit. I love that outfit. She even posted herself in the outfit on Instagram. Go follow Abby on Instagram. She has a really cool Instagram.
It's a really ethical, like, everything is made, is all recycled, no waste, all 100% Greek owned and made.
Yeah,
so good about it.
So at that store, Abby spent, when you convert it, I think it was like 100 euros, but then you convert it to dollars. So you spent $122.32 plus a 3% foreign transaction fee. So all in all, it was like $125 for this really cute outfit, which I'm very glad Abby got. But just keep in mind, if you're gonna do some traveling, decide before you go if you're gonna buy clothes or not, because
souvenirs.
It's souvenirs, because that was Abby's souvenir and she rocked it. Oh! I just thought of the funny one, babe. I totally forgot to say this. We show up in Europe, you guys, and we just have our regular charging stuff like this.
Oh, yeah.
You can't use this in Europe. So we were immediately like, oh crap, how are we gonna charge our computers, our phones? Like, we had no way of charging that. And luckily, I was able to communicate with somebody who spoke English, and they told me where to find the converter place. And it wasn't too bad. We had to do some searching and walking around the city of Rome, but then we eventually found ourselves a converter, and it was like $3.53.
Yeah, it was cheap.
Not bad. But just keep that in mind, because then we also left that on the cruise ship. And when we came back to Rome for 2 days, we had to buy another one.
And it was like $4.
That one was $3.48.
There you go.
So, not too bad. So, next on expenses that you guys want to watch out for is Airbnbs. If you look on Airbnb, you can see some really affordable places to stay in Rome, as well as
I'm talking
Greece.
like $50 to $90 a night.
But don't make the mistake that we did, because we booked our Airbnb same day, and so we ended up spending a lot more money. So on our Airbnb, we paid $227.93, but that was for 2 nights. So still, I would say reasonable. Like, that was not bad. But for what you can get, if you book ahead, and if we would have done the planning, we could have gotten a way better rate for that Airbnb. And last but not least, food in Greece is really cheap, but then other places like in Rome, one time we had a fancy dinner and we literally spent $49.92 because it was a really fancy place where they rolled out the pasta in front of you. I think we have a picture with the really cute pasta ladies that were literally rolling pasta in front of us. Such a cool experience, but just be prepared for that. But what really threw me off was when we had a layover in Seattle coming back from our trip, and in Seattle, dude, the freaking airport food was the most expensive thing I've ever seen in my life. Did I tell you how much it was?
Well, you spent $20 on my sushi.
Dude, I think it was more than that.
It said on the container, it said $19.99.
Yeah, I spent $19 $19.79 on your sushi. Oh
Airport food
no!
is insane.
Shoot! Nope. I spent $19.79 on myself at
Oh
the
my
Seattle
gosh.
airport to buy a burger and fries. I really wanted a muffin, so I bought a
I
muffin.
didn't get a bite of the muffin.
And I'm so sorry.
So that was yours.
And then I bought Abby sushi. So sushi plus a muffin was $25.28.
Airport food is insane.
I don't regret buying the sushi. Just keep that in mind. But just be prepared for that.
Crazy. Because, like, I mean, they know you have to buy it there. Because
Yeah.
you can't leave.
Yeah. So Abby, we're getting to the part in the video where you get.
This is literally every expense. Like, literally every single thing.
Keep in mind, again, that we don't really spend a lot of money in other places. We just really like to travel. So this is our splurge area. 'Cause I feel a little guilty.
I feel really guilty too.
But also, like, I don't know, it was an amazing experience.
It was.
And we had such a good time.
It was.
And when you think about everything that we did, I think it was worth it. Totally.
And you know what? There's a lot of learning experiences.
Yeah.
There's a lot that we would maybe do differently next time.
We could have not paid for any excursions. I mean, if we didn't do social media, we wouldn't have paid for the Wi-Fi. We could probably cut off $2,000 out of our overall expenses for the trip if we would have been a little bit more frugal. But things you can't get around are like the flights, the upfront cost for the cruise. But anyway, what do you think?
I'm gonna guess 7,000.
More.
8.
It's not that much more. It's $7,070.86.
Oh, okay. So it was very, very. I was pretty close.
Yeah, you were pretty close. Okay, when I looked at that today, I was actually shocked.
Yeah.
Because, like, in my brain...
Keep in mind, you'd have to eat even if you were here, too. Like, or you'd have to pay for transportation here, too. Your gas, your car.
I'm going to give it to the cruise ship companies. They got me. Because I always know that when you pay up front for the cruise, it's always going to be basically double of what you pay. But then I just didn't, like, think through the fact that, oh my gosh, we're flying from freaking Hawaii to Chicago and then Chicago to Rome. Airfare, we spent over $2,000. The cruise is over $3,000. So that's already, like, $5,500 right there.
All these numbers are making my head explode.
That's why we use spreadsheets.
Yeah, Matt's finance side really showed in this video with literally itemizing everything. I think a lot of people go on trips and don't realize how much they spend. So that's why it's kind of shocking to actually go through and figure that out.
Yeah, do this. Next time you guys take a trip, like, calculate what you spent so that you can keep track of your finances and your spending, because you really don't want to, like, let this get away from you. It's easy to.
I feel guilty about that.
Don't feel guilty.
It's a lot of money.
I mean, it was a lot of money. It was by far the biggest trip we've ever...
Let's count that my birthday present and my Christmas present.
Oh my... No.
Those are huge birthday and Christmas presents.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't hit the like button, do that right now. Like, it would mean a lot to us. We really appreciate it. Seriously, the fact that you made it this far in this video, like, we really appreciate you being here, and you're the best.
For reals.
For reals. 3, 2, 1. Peace out, dudes.